Okay, ji. So now let's start. This is week number 2, and आज we have a lot of work to do. So the pace is going to be a little fast. If at any point in time you have questions, feel free to stop me and let's take it from there. So आज की class में there are two key concepts and two key ideas that I want to sort of emphasize and cover. एक is the concept of failure, right? And we've spent some time on how founders think about failure, but I think we need to think about, is there a framework that we can use to examine or look at or evaluate failure? So that's one. And second is, in my feedback sessions with you, my one-on-one sessions with you, we spent a lot of time on अच्छा idea क्या होगा, बुरा idea क्या होगा, right? So what are the filters that you can possibly look at to identify good and bad ideas, right? And I think that's going to be the focus of today's class. So let's start with the first concept, which is failure. So from a perspective point of view, I think all failures are not alike, right? There is a scale. There is some level of grading. And this scale and grading determines the impact, the cost of that failure, and the trauma it creates on you as a founder, right? If you're on the lower end, things are not as bad. If you're on the higher end, things are actually quite awkward. So if we think in terms of scales, we sort of try and map these scales to where do most failures occur. And I've got 3 types. My first type is what I call the opportunity cost failure, or a stage 1 failure. And an opportunity cost failure, stage 1 failure, from a scale point of view, is not something which is very dangerous, not something which is very awkward, right? The example that I often give when I teach this subject is that, you feel like a swim, मौसम बहुत अच्छा है आज, you step out, you look out, you say, this is a great day to go to the beach. So you sort of pile everybody in the car, you drive all the way up to Sandspit, Friends Beach, Hawke's Bay, Godani, and you get out and you sort of put all the stuff in the hut. Then you walk all the way to the water and you tap your toe in the water, right? And then you say, okay, nahi yaar, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's too dirty, there's jellyfish around, I'm not in the mood, I'm tired, not today. And with that, you head back, right? So from a context point of view, from an opportunity cost of point of view, what you've done is you've driven to the beach, you've tapped your toe in the water, and then you've headed back. And that's all it took. In most instances, an opportunity cost failure generally happens at very initial stages. So, you've sort of been working on an idea, you try it out for a while, and the idea is not a good fit. You get instant feedback or immediate feedback, and you sort of take it on. You figure out timing is not right, you needed capital, you're not able to raise capital. You sit down and have a deep chat with yourself about the amount of risk that's involved, and that doesn't fit in, or you're not able to reach out to investors because you needed them to sort of move on, right? It could be any of these factors. And this is what we call is a type 1 failure. So recovery from a type 1 failure is not that significant. From a cost point of view, you put in maybe a couple of months into it, less than 5 or 10% of your net worth. Even when you fail, there is no real trauma. Actually, you end up with bragging rights. You come back and tell people, I was a founder once and I tried something out, did not work out, and that was it, right? But whenever you look back to it, you don't look back it with anguish or pain. So that's type 1, right? And type 1 is the most common type of failure that we see. In fact, if you go back to the scale, at this stage, these lower ones that we're talking about, bulk of the failures that people talk about would basically fall here. So somewhere between 80 to 85% of failures, and this is a guess on my part, would fall into what we call type 1 errors. Sorry, not type 1 errors, type 1 failures. So the next stage on the scale front is what we call is a type 2 failure, right? So using our example of the beach, you sort of step out, you look at the weather, you say this is a great day to go for a swim, you pile everybody in the car, you drive to the beach, all the way to Sanspet, Hawke's Bay, French Beach, Somyani, Kadani. You sort of unload everything at your hut, and then you go on to the waterfront and you sort of tap your toe and you say, this is a great day for a swim. So you sort of jump in and you're a good swimmer, but for some reason, a bit into your swim in the open water, you pull a cramp, or you brush against the reef, or you get caught in a current, or you get stung by a jellyfish, or you panic, right? Any of these factors could play a role, and you think this is it. Today is a day that you're going to sort of go meet your maker, but somehow, by the grace of the Almighty, you manage to sort of get back to the beach. And when you get onto the beach, you sort of 2 रकात आप नफिल शुक्राने की पढ़ते हैं, सजदा करते हैं, शुक्र अदा करते हैं कि अल्लाह ताला, thank you very much for saving me. I'm so glad that I'm alive. And you're done, right? So from a context point of view, this is what we call a type 2 failure. A type 2 failure is actually a lot more significant and dangerous than a type 1. From a cost point of view, it could take anywhere from 2 to 3 years of your life. It could take almost everything you have saved. So in terms of your net worth or your savings or the amount of capital you have available, it sort of evaporates everything. And in most instances, if you think in terms of a startup mode, यहाँ पे in stage 1 for your type 1, you called it quits right at the beginning. But यहाँ पे you've been at it for about 2 years, right? So the product is almost ready, but when you launch it, the product market fit is not there. Product तैयार हो गई, you've sort of launched it, but your pricing doesn't work out. Or you've got the product right, the pricing right, but you don't know how to sell. Or you've done all of this, but when it comes to shipping, you sort of fall apart. So these are all factors that lead to a type 2 failure. And it's possible that you get to launch. It's possible that you get to revenues. It's also possible that you get to a stage where it looks as if you've made it, but it's basically a false dawn. It's false hope. Now, going back to our scale index, right? I'd say about 10 to 12%, maybe 15% worth of failures are all type 2 failures. They are a lot less common, and they're a lot less common because a lot of the startups die at this stage. Very few of them actually make it to what we call the launch stage, right? So of the ones that make it to launch, some move on to the next stage, which is scale, some fail, and the ones that fail are basically type 2 failures. So there is trauma, there is cost. From a recovery point of view, you're looking at anywhere from 6 to 10 years to come up, to cover up, to manage, and to reduce your losses. Any questions? Sawalat?
I have a question.
Ji, boliye.
Can you not, once you know that your pricing is not working out, can you not adjust it, like instantly?
You can, but a lot of time what happens is that generally it takes you about 3 to 6 pivots to 3 to 6 changes in your mix, in your recipe, to find the right mix. And a lot of time what happens is that whatever capital you've raised or time you've allocated, right, that capital and time sort of goes away and dies. So that's the challenge.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All of you can see my screen, right?
I also have a question.
जी बोलिए.
So sir, as per my understanding, यहाँ पे ऐसे भी तो काफी दफा होता है कि कोई जो startups होते हैं they fail because there's a sort of एक लड़ाई हो जाती है co-founders के बीच में या कुछ हो जाती है, तो सर वो कौन सा stage होगा failure का?
वो आपका in most instances यहाँ पे आ जाएगा. So if you're not going to work well with your partners and founders, in most instances you will find it out very early on. तो आपको शुरू के 3-4 महीने पता जाएगा कि इनके साथ मेरी बनेगी नहीं. It's not going to work.
Alright.
Okay. अच्छा जी. So now, type 1 हो गया, type 2 हो गया. You've got sort of 2 stages that we've covered, right? And that together covers about 99% of the failures that we looked at, right? Now the ones that you really worry about, right? And if you if you think in terms of, I can tell you how this conversation will go. Okay, for those of you who are interested in building this for real, जब आप ग्रेजुएट करने जाएंगे और आपका काम हो जाएगा तो आपके अम्मी अब्बा पूछेंगे आपसे कि बेटा आपने क्या काम करना है, क्या सोच रहे हैं, कहाँ अप्लाई किया, क्या नौकरी करोगे, and you tell them कि I'm going to work for myself. And most parents and most families and in most cultures will come back to you and say, are you mad? Are you crazy? This is not for us. This is not what we do. And then they'll say, you remember Zahir Chacha? Zahir Chacha जो MCB टावर के 26वें फ्लोर से कूद गए थे नीचे, पूरे खानदान की नाक कट गई थी. So please don't be like Zahir Chacha, right? And the Zahir Chacha example is basically a type 3 example. And the type 3 example is the most dangerous of the lot. This basically happens at stage 3, and given the example that we're following of going for a swim at the beach, you get out of the morning, मौसम बहुत अच्छा है, you sort of sit in the car, you sort of drive all the way to the beach that you love, you sort of put your stuff in the hut, and you go to the water, you tap your toe, you say, wow, this is a great day for a swim, I just feel it, this is the day I'm going to sort of really enjoy myself. And you sort of walk, you sort of jump into the water, you're having a lot of fun, and then you're never seen again. Kuch वापस नहीं आता. Nothing comes back. And that, to I think my mind, is a type 3 failure. So type 3 failure generally happens post-launch, generally happens at a scale stage. And when I say at a scale stage, what that basically means is, okay, you've grown, you've done well, you've been very successful, and you decide to sort of expand, or you say, okay, I'm going to add more people, add a new market, add a new product, add more depth, hire more people, right? So you've gone from, let's say, from here to here at this point in time, you're at, let's say, about 50 people, and you decide to go from 50 people to, let's say, 100 people. You're right now in Karachi, and from Karachi you say, I'm going to expand in Lahore and Islamabad, or even, Dubai, or Singapore, or Bahrain, right, or Riyadh, right? So you pick up new markets, and in that expansion, in that sort of growth and scaling effort, you sort of fall flat on your face. The challenge, though, here is that this is very difficult to sort of foresee, because everything has been doing and has been going very, very well as far as you're concerned, and suddenly you sort of hit this roadblock that you didn't anticipate, didn't expect it's going to work. And that is what a type 3 kills you. So going back to a scale, जो हमारा scale था यहाँ पर, this is the lowest percent, right? Maybe 2% to 1% of failures are type 3 failures, and these are big ones, and recovery from them is a huge challenge. The problem is that when our families, when our cultures, when our societies warn us about failure, they're not warning us about type 1. Type 1 is not a problem. They're actually not even warning us about type 2, because type 2 से भी आप recover, थोड़ी सी चोट होती है, तकलीफ लगती है, दुख होता है, दर्द होता है, there is some pain, there's some suffering, there's some trauma, right? But you recover from it. Type 3 is the one where you don't just go down by yourself, you take your entire family down with you. So there is a very significant, very high social cost. And when we warn each other about failure, this is what we warn each other about. So now when you talk about type 3, is recovery possible from type 3? That's the question. And I think in my opinion, in my experience, I'm only aware of a handful of instances where people have come back. And those who have come back have only come back simply because they had a phenomenal amount of support from their family. And when I say support, this is not just financial support. This is essentially emotional support. तो अगर आपका ख़ानदान आपके साथ है, आपके घर वाले आपके साथ हैं, आपके बीवी बच्चे माँ बाप आपके साथ हैं, भाई बहन आपके साथ हैं, right? And they're willing to stand by you and tell you, hey, this is all right. This is, people make these mistakes. And you think in terms of, if you got to this point, अगर आप यहाँ तक आ गए and you failed, in most instances, it was just a small mistake combined with, a lot of external factors that led to you going from being a very successful type 2 success story to a type 3 failure. And understanding this is key. Okay, this is not about you. You were not at fault. That the difference between success and failure is often just a handful of small choices, minor choices in fact, combined with a couple of other factors. So everything sort of cascades into a situation in an environment where you sort of fall flat on your face and hurt yourself. Nahi, Nokia is a special case. Publicly listed companies, so the people who were involved with Nokia, the shareholders, the management, the investors, they all made a lot of money with Nokia at that point in time. Now the only problem is people who sort of got onto the Nokia bandwagon very, very late, right? And I was one of them. So when Nokia was sort of heading down, my thought was that they'll come back and they'll survive. But I bought Nokia at $12 a share and I saw it go all the way down to $1. So I lost a lot of money with Nokia. So as an investor, I lost money. But from a structure point of view, from a founder point of view, the founders had already made their money and gotten out long time ago. We're not looking at investment choices, we're looking at founders' choices, right? So as an investor, I lost money, but I could afford to lose that money, right? Because I was an investor. मैं excess cash invest कर रहा था. As a founder, you lose your shirt. And you lose everybody, not just your shirt, but you lose the entire khandan ka wardrobe on a business that goes down under type 3.
Can it also just be like pure luck? Maybe you did everything right, the timing was right, everything was just fine. It just didn't, blow up and it just didn't go off like you anticipated or other people had anticipated.
So luck plays a significant role. It plays a very important role, both in success as well as in failure. And I think the more you sort of stay on the founding path or on the founder's path, you sort of learn to appreciate how important timing and luck is. So yes, you're right. Luck plays a big part. नहीं देखिए we're not looking at it from a corporate sense, we're looking at it from a founder's sense. तो अगर आप as a founder सोचें तो this is not a good example because Microsoft can afford, for example अगर मैं भी काम कर रहा हूँ so at any point in time, even though I run a small shop, I've got maybe 5 or 6 different product development initiatives going on. And some of them do very well and some of them don't. And that's fine. But that's me as a business, right? But me as a founder, especially a first-time founder, things are different. I don't have 5 bets in the fire. I have maybe 1 bet, and that's what I've been focused on for a long time. And when that fails, I don't have external capital. I don't have any savings. जो कुछ था सब मैंने इसमें लगा दिया. वो सब का सब डूब गया. So when you look at, for example, you look at Google Plus, you look at Google Glass, you look at Zune, you look at the Microsoft product for that competed with Alexa and Siri. You looked at Amazon ke auctions. Even Amazon, Amazon also has a history of multiple product failures that they've sort of lost their shirt on. And in all of those instances, you'd come back and say, okay, are these good examples? But they're not good examples because that's not one founder. That's established business, well-funded, well-capitalized business trying to go out and do something. If you remember, हमने जब कल as in last week जब बात की थी, I gave you examples of the business that I run, right? So the first business, this was pre-Columbia, was Cucaracha Guides, right? So Cucaracha Guide के point of view से अगर आप सोचें तो ये जो इस side के ऊपर आपका बना हुआ है grid, right? This grid represents time in months. So 20 months, 40 months, 60 months, 80 months, 100 months, 120 months, 140 months, and 160 months. And यहाँ पे this is, dollar cost. So dollar investment in terms of money that came into the venture. And from in this context, you can clearly see, okay, if you think in terms of ideas and ventures, right? So for example, Avicina time cost, right? Time cost was about maybe 2 years, so 24 months. But the dollar cost of Avicina was $880,000, right? That's a lot of money, almost about $1 million or so. और वो सबका सब डूब गया. Okay? अच्छा, फिर आप आ जाएं पाकिस्तान रिस्क रिव्यू के ऊपर. So time cost for Pakistan risk review was about maybe 12 to 18 months, and dollar cost was somewhere between, let's say, $30,000 to $50,000. Okay. And then if you think in terms of Alchemy version 1.0, which was the enterprise risk firm, this was about 5 years and the dollar investment was about $200,000. Alchemy 2.0, version 2.0 was which is the current practice, right? The business that I run now this has been much longer. So this is about 140 months. so more than 12 months, 12 years, roughly speaking, and again $200,000. And then FTC, financialincourse.com, was about $350,000 and also about 10 years. Okay, अब ये टाइम कमिटमेंट है, तो ये तो डूब गया, ठीक है, ये भी डूब गया, ये भी डूब गया, 3 डूब गए. और Alchemy 1.0, we sort of had a really bad scare, but we sort of survived, and then from there we went to sort of Alchemy 2.0. So अगर आप Alchemy total देखें, दोनों को मिला लें, which is Alchemy 1 and Alchemy 2, so you're looking at about maybe $400,000 and almost about 20 years of time. So the business is still around, okay? It pays the bills. It's been, it depends on your measure of success. But I'd say it's been a mixed bag. अगर आप one देखें तो one had some really good years and then one had 3 really, really bad and terrible years. And अगर आप 2 देखें, so 2 has been sort of an average business for a while, but it allows me to maintain my lifestyle. And अगर आप financial in course देखें तो this has done well because it survived, it's cash flow positive, but it's not something that you'd write home about. Nobody's going to write a press coverage on this and say, you know, there was this business that did so well. Nobody's going to sort of put this out and run a feature story on it and say, you know, there's going to be 50 under 50 top businesses in Pakistan. Correct? Does that make sense? Does that give you a sense? So, Kukaracha guides. क्या ख्याल है आपका? Type 1 or type 2 or type 3? Kukaracha guides is, yeah, very good. Perfect. So no, even if it was launched, you could launch it with just, launch it with just, with what we'd call, you know, a minimum viable product or just a prototype or a proof of concept. इसको देख लें आप, पाकिस्तान रिस्क रिव्यू को देख लें, PRR, right? This one. Type 1 or type 2. Okay, and let's see what the votes are saying. Type 2, so no, because, you know, if you, so I understand where the confusion is coming from. Confusion is coming from this specific point where we say कि जी ये launch हो गया, right? Now you could always say कि जी anything that falls into launch is a type 2, but you're also thinking in terms of the scale, which is the cost attached with it, right? So यहाँ पे cost कितनी थी आपकी? यहाँ पे cost is about $20,000. And the amount of time is less than a year. So you could be right, it's type 2, but I would actually classify it, and there's some debate that we need to do on this. We'll possibly do a little later. Okay, this is also a type 1. Looks like 2, but it's not. It's a type 1. Okay. What about Avicenna? What about this guy here? Type 1 or type 2? Type 2, perfect. So type 2, so from a dollar point of view, yes, a lot of time. How long do you think it took me to sort of pay back and recover from everything that I'd spent, that I'd borrowed? And you haven't heard the Avicenna story, so when you hear this story, you'll understand कि क्या हुआ हमारे साथ और हमने क्या किया, you know. So maybe one day I'll tell you the full story behind it. But your guess, how long did it take to recover from Avicenna? कितने साल लगे to pay back everything that I'd borrowed and spent? I am still recovering. So I think 2 things happened. Ek, for therapy, I think the thing that helped the best and the most was writing a book. So there's another book that I wrote, which is also part of your curriculum, which is Reboot, which tells the Avicenna story. And that's about 300 pages of therapy, right? So that made a huge difference. That helped. But I think in terms of debt, I'd say that we sort of went under in 2001. And I think I paid off everything I'd borrowed and owed because of Avicenna by about 2012. So 11 saal lage. Took me 11 years to pay it back. Right? So, and we haven't spoken about type 3, right? Because we've already said that type 3 तो recover होती नहीं है. आप अगर गए तो आप गए. You're done. So आप इसे आप compare करें. So what we're saying is this is a genotype, right? This is a genotype that you have to be aware of. The genotype is type 1 is about 0 to 2 months recovery and less than 10% of your net worth. Type 2 is recovery could be anywhere from 2 to 10 years, and 100% or more of your net worth, right? So if you remember PRR के case के अंदर, in terms of net worth, that $20,000 that we spoke about was a small amount at that point in time when we sort of experimented with PRR, right, as a founder. With Avicenna, I'd say about not 100%, it was about close to 300% of my net worth at that point in time, right? I lost, my investors lost a lot of money, I lost a lot of money on it, right? And then I also borrowed a lot of money that I had lost, so I had to pay back the money that I'd borrowed, and that took about 10 years to recover from it. Type 3, we're saying, recovery is a question mark. It's a function of many factors, but it'll possibly take decades to come back from type 3. And that's where the biggest pain is. And the trauma, the challenges, the damage, the impact on your personality, on your outlook, on how you behave, on how you look at life, all of that is linked to whether you'll recover or you won't recover. And as I said, here it was 3x. This, it could be as much as 5 to 10x. This is the Zahi Chacha wali example, right? This is what everybody warns us about. But the key lesson to remember from this exercise, from these genotypes, the key lesson is the more type 1s, the more type 2s you've gone through in your life, the higher the chance that you will not hit a type 3. Or, if you've gone through a couple of type 1 and type 2s and you hit a type 3, there's a significantly higher chance that you'll be able to recover from it. Why? Because you've essentially been vaccinated against failure. So I think देखिए एक जो इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है ना वो ये है कि इट्स अ फंक्शन ऑफ कि आपने रिस्क कब लिया. तो अगर आपने फॉर एग्जांपल अभी कॉलेज या यूनिवर्सिटी में रिस्क ले लिया तो यू डोंट हैव एनीथिंग टू ब्लो अप विद. आपके पास पैसे ही नहीं है. As in all of us, if you think in terms of looking forward and looking back, most of us are broke and hungry, right? हमारे पास, we have nothing to our name. Most of us have nothing to our name, right? And if you think in terms of who pays our tuition, maybe our parents pay our tuitions, maybe we work throughout the week to pay our tuitions, right? So कुछ है नहीं, जेब में कुछ नहीं है, बैंक में भी कुछ नहीं है. So you don't have nothing to lose. So अगर आप फेल भी हो जाएंगे तो क्या हो जाएगा एट मैक्स? पैसा कितना लगाया होगा आपने, जब डूब टाइम लगाया होगा, वक्त लगाया होगा, एफर्ट लगाया होगा, वो सब ज़ाया हो जाएगा, लेकिन पैसा ज़ाया नहीं होगा, पैसा है ही नहीं लगाने के लिए. तो आपने अगर कॉलेज में स्टार्ट किया, जल्दी स्टार्ट किया, बिगिनिंग स्टार्ट किया, both your exposure and your liability are limited. Where do you think the most type 3s happen? Most type 3s happen when people sort of take early retirement at 45 and 50, right? Where they've got their gratuity or their pension commutation or money in the bank or their savings, and they say, okay, I'm going to start a business. And that business that they start is their very first business. So they have a lot more to lose, and they also have many more liabilities. And because, they've never run a business before in their life, they make all the mistakes that they should have made maybe at this stage earlier. So when you have more to lose, there's a higher chance that you'll lose it all. Now, having said that, it's also possible because you have more to lose, you may actually stop here or stop here and not get to this point in time. So type 3 generally, in most instances, is where you have some level of success in going from here to here. And it's only when you get here that rather than succeeding and doing well and growing and scaling, you actually fall all the way to the bottom.
Sir, I have a question.
जी पूछिए.
I don't mean to chastise or I don't know, but is it even wise to invest all of your net worth into a startup?
So देखो, think about this for a second. Let's go back to the story. आपका नाम?
Maham.
So Maham, and you are a CS student?
Yeah.
And are you in your final year or in your third year?
I'm in my third year.
So, you start out of this course. आपका idea क्या, किस पे आप काम कर रही थी?
My idea is supplying card games and filling in the supply gap for card games and entertainment board games and stuff like that.
So इस क्लास के एंड में by the time you're done with this course आप अपना गेम का आइडिया लॉन्च कर देती हैं and it does well and it does phenomenally well, right? तो शुरू में आप क्या कहती हैं? Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do.
बड़े हैं छोटे हैं?
One's older than me, one's younger than me.
Alright, so the one who's older than you, you speak to her and say मुझे थोड़े से पैसे दे दें, I want to try this out. She gives you some money and you launch it and it's really successful. And so let's assume that she lends you about 200,000 rupees. 2 lakh रुपए उसने आपको दे दिए, आपने लगा दिए, and the business is doing well. And it gets to a point where you return that money to her in about 4 months. And you say ये 2 लाख तुम्हारा ओरिजिनल प्रिंसिपल था, उसमें 2 लाख प्रॉफिट भी आ गया. So she is really excited. She says, यार 4 महीने में तुमने 2 के 4 कर दिए. This is a really good idea. So let's take this in. I'll take the 2 lakh, but take another 2 back from me. तो प्रिंसिपल वापस करिए, तुम्हें इंटरेस्ट जो या प्रॉफिट है वो वापस लगा दो. तो आप उससे ले लेती हैं. And then she also tells her friends and she tells your parents and they say, अच्छा, this is a good idea. तो हमारे पास थोड़े से पैसे बैंक में पड़े हुए, तो we'll give you a bit more to play with. तो from 200,000, your pool of capital grows to 500,000 rupees. 5 लाख रुपए आ गया आपके पास. तो वो 5 लाख रुपए आपने लिए, आपने वो भी लगा दिए. And surprise, because you had a phenomenal instructor and you took a really good course on entrepreneurship. You take that 5 lakh rupees and turn that into 50 million. Sorry, 5 million. तो 5 लाख को आपने 50 लाख में कन्वर्ट कर दिया. अब तो आपके अम्मी अब्बा और आपकी बहन और तमाम दोस्त और रिश्तेदार, everybody just gone wild, right? कि this is like a printing press. And you also, succeeding in, आप बहुत अच्छा काम करी हैं and you think that this is really going to grow. So you say, मैं और क्या कर सकती हूँ? And you sort of come up with a different idea. Or you say, I've limited myself to doing this in Karachi. I'm going to expand in Lahore and Islamabad. You do that. Or you say, board games and card games are very boring. I'm also going to do fresh flowers and gift baskets. मैं उस पे काम करती हूँ. So you sort of start expanding. And because of your track record and because you've done so well, you go back to your family and say, listen, वो जो 50 लाख आए थे, उसमें से कुछ पैसे मुझे दे दो. So if you were in their shoes, how much of that 5 million would they give to you now?
Quite a considerable amount, like more than 50% of it.
If all of their expenses are taken care of, अगर उनका खर्चा चल रहा है, नौकरी चल रही है, तनख्वाह आ रही है, पैसे आ रहे हैं, and given the track record over the last 2 cycles that you've done, right, which was this one and this one, most people would actually say कि यार 50 लाख छोड़ो, मेरे पास 50 लाख और पड़े बैंक में, करोड़ों पे ले लो. Because the expectation is what? कि करोड़ों की तुम 2 करोड़ कर दोगी.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what happens at scale. So you've had a track record of success. It's not that I've just put it in right at the beginning. ये जो decision was, where is this happening? This is less than a year, right? This is about 2 years. This happens in the 6 to 8 year mark. So you've had a history of success for about 4 to 5 years. And you think that you can extend that or scale that or expand on that going forward. And for some reason you miss something, or the market changes, or the tide changes, or the environment changes, or your luck changes, or the timing is off. For any one of these reasons, it all falls flat. So now in this case, when your family gives you all of the 5 billion that you gave them back, what have they lost? They've only lost the return that you've generated for them, right? But from your point of view, the net worth is gone. You're now down to 0. But there are certain scenarios, जैसे मेरे साथ हुआ अक्सर, that I've gone out and borrowed money because I thought there was an enormous amount of potential, or I thought this was a temporary glitch, or I thought, I just have to survive till the end of the year and that big contract that we've been trying to bid for the last couple of months will come through. And when that big contract comes through, then we'll be done. So a lot of time what happens is your mindset as a founder is थोड़ा सा रह गया यार, बस I just have to make it, ये प्रोडक्ट शिप हो जाए, काम हो जाएगा, शिप होके पहला कस्टमर जाए, काम हो जाएगा, कस्टमर का पहला ऑर्डर आ गया, दूसरा ऑर्डर आ गया तो पैसे बनना स्टार्ट हो जाएंगे, राइट? फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ अस इट्स just a small bit that needs to be covered, and to cover that small bit we go out and borrow money. And now that we borrowed the money and the bid doesn't happen, then we say, थोड़ा सा और रह गया, थोड़ा सा और ले लो. We borrow a bit more. And that's where the cycle starts, and that's where you start sort of heading down. Now, sometimes you come back from it. Sometimes your bet is right. Sometimes your read on the market and the opportunity works. But a lot of times you're wrong. And then when you caught out, what essentially happens is that, you know, you've been sort of, ये एक plank है, right? तो ये एक pier है, इस पे एक plank है. And इसके नीचे, this side is the deep blue sea. तो आप चलते जा रहे हैं, come all the way here, and at this point in time you realize कि बहुत आगे आ गया हूँ मैं. So what do? You turn back and you start walking back. And when you start walking back, this breaks. So you fall all the way from here to here. You've heard that joke, right? सुना है ना आपने? It's a really bad joke, and maybe I shouldn't say this on in a recording. But what's the difference between a person who falls from the first floor to the ground floor and the person who falls from the 50th floor to the ground floor?
Oh, no, sir.
You haven't heard that one?
No.
You don't know the difference?
No.
So the person who falls from the first floor to the ground floor is adhab, right? And the person who falls from the 50th floor to the ground floor is adhab. Right? So that's the difference between type 1 and type 3. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Okay, sir. Yeah, sir.
Remember, adhab and adhab. Alright, so now, where are we? Now, I wrote a book about why businesses fail, and I think in that book, my simple conclusion at the end was, okay, one of the biggest reasons why we all fail. I actually started with a list of 10 factors, okay, 10 reasons hai, but I sort of figured out right towards the end, and especially over the last 10 years after I wrote that book, okay, सबसे बड़ा reason why we fail is because we don't know how to sell. ठीक है, and I'll prove it to you. ये बेच के दिखाएं मुझे. This is double roti, paneer, tomato, and some random patta. बेचें. Who wants to sell it? Who thinks they can sell it? Do you know what this dish is called? So कहते क्या है by the way? Any idea? जी बोलिए, बताइए. Go ahead. SM05152. I don't know what your name is.
Yes, sir.
जी बताएं.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's Sonia. So, I can start off by saying that we are all fond of eating pizzas, and it has become a part of our daily cuisine. So much so that we are forgetting of our own heritage, our own culture, our own kind of food that we make in our South Asian region. So this is what is the ultimate desi version of a pizza with a bread and a paneer and some vegetables on it, so that it gives you a better experience of the food that we should be eating and we should be revitalizing, given that we are in the South Asian region.
Okay, alright, that's good enough. No, stop, this is fine. So you need to have a very short pitch, right? Sell it in less than 30 seconds. Anybody else? So Saleh has a good effort, good try. And yeah, okay, so 2 participants who raised their hands. कौन थे जिन्होंने हाथ उठाया?
जी सर मैं था.
हाँ बताइए.
सर we can sort of modernize it. जैसे वो पान वगैरह की दुकानें खुल गई इतनी अच्छी थी, तो we can just take the product and create demand like Hamad said.
हाँ.
And उसकी पैकेजिंग बहुत अच्छी से कर दें, उसकी डिजाइन वगैरह अच्छा सा बन जाए.
नहीं अभी आपके सामने का मैंने रखा हुआ है, right? And I tell you, let's say if we were in the class and I sort of opened up my tiffin and took out a tray that had this on it, would you eat it?
If it looked appetizing enough, I would.
Okay, so one big driver is it needs to look appetizing. Does it look appetizing right now on the picture, on the screen?
It definitely does.
Sir, I have a question.
जी पूछिए.
Like, what is it on the bread? Like ये अंडा है या फिर ये कोई मक्खन वगैरह लगाया हुआ है? I'm having a hard time understanding this.
Okay, मैं आपको बता.
I don't know पेपरोनी है या ये टमाटर है, कुछ भी हो सकता है. So I don't even know ये है क्या.
अच्छा,
How
so-
would I even sell it?
Okay, so let's take a step back. So this is, sorry, I have to tap the pen. Okay, so this is ये जो चीज है ना, this is multigrain bread. But generally this is, the base is something else. जब मैं बना रहा था और मैं खा रहा था उस वक्त मुझे, I only had multigrain bread, so I made it multigrain bread. ये जो चीज है white cheese, right? This is a special this is a special type of cheese and it's called burrata cheese. So burrata is an Italian cheese. ये पाकिस्तान में भी मिलता है और इस्लामाबाद में मिलता है, वो कराची में मिल जाएगा. And this is basically an outer layering of fresh creamy mozzarella and fresh cream inside. So it's a very unique flavor. It's a very fresh, very light, very interesting flavor, right? ये जो है, this is tomato. So this is a freshly cut and diced tomato. ये क्या है, काला काला, ये देख रहे हैं आप, काला काला. What is this? What do you think this is? Any guesses?
Some kind of sauce?
No.
Soya sauce.
No, this is actually, there's a word for it and you might have heard of it. This is balsamic vinegar. So एक आपके पास सिरका आता है which is basically synthetic सिरका. जो आपको सफ़ेद सिरका मिलता है ना, वो is like a chemical सिरका. And balsamic vinegar is an organic सिरका. It's a very very तीखा taste, very citrusy, very खट्टा, but it's an acquired taste. Most people will sort of say get turned off by balsamic vinegar. और फिर ये जो पत्ता है ना, ये पत्ता क्या है? ये जो पत्ता है, this पत्ता is essentially fresh. When I say fresh कहाँ कुछ जगह ही है मेरे पास यहाँ. This is basically fresh, aromatic, which basically means खुशबूदार, Italian, not desi basil. तो ये लिटरली इस केस के अंदर हमारे घर में जो मेरी वो है, क्या कहते हैं, हमारा जो बालकनी है उसमें वी गॉट अ कपल ऑफ प्लांट्स. तो मैंने ये बनाया एंड मैंने वहीं से पत्ता तोड़ा, उसको धोया, उसको ऊपर ला के रख दिया. एंड ये जो टोटल कंबाइंड डिश है, दिस इज कॉल्ड अ ब्रुशेटा. सो इट्स एन इटालियन डिश. इट्स वेरी हेल्दी इटालियन डिश. इट्स एन इटालियन एपेटाइजर. इट्स वेरी लाइट एंड इट्स ऑल्सो वेरी वेरी फिलिंग. ऐसे मिक्स जो इसमें जो की एलिमेंट है, वो की एलिमेंट इज द बुराटा चीज, राइट? अगर आपको बुराटा चीज मिल जाए, अच्छा फ्रेश चीज, एंड वंस यू ट्राई इट आउट देन यू नेवर गोना गो बैक टू इट, राइट? सो अब आपके पास ये एक स्ट्रक्चर आ गया, राइट? अब नाउ इन दैट स्ट्रक्चर, बिफोर यू सेल इट, you actually have to understand कि तुम बेच किसको रहो. Who's the person who is going to buy it and what does they want, right? So you can actually play it multiple ways, but to play it, as we say, in those multiple ways, you actually have to think in terms of, okay, what are you selling? So if you selling exotic acquired taste, you would focus on the Italian origins of this dish or this appetizer. If you're into healthy flavors, right, you'll speak about the freshness. This is not processed cheese, this is fresh cheese, right? If you're into flavors, you would highlight the combination of balsamic and fresh basil. Correct? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So the key point,
Yes, sir.
the key point is not कि ये क्या है और तुम इसको बेचोगे कैसे. The key point is कि किसको बेच रहे हो और क्या बेच रहे हो. Who are you selling to and what are you selling? This is the fundamental question. अच्छा, अब हमारे साथ प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है? As engineers, we are always focused on engineering. We focused on, this is a really interesting problem to solve. It's like a toy. I want to play with this toy. मुझे खेलना है इसके साथ, खिलौना है मेरे लिए, right? And because I want to play with it, I'll build it. And that'll give me an excuse to build it and play with it. And then somebody will buy it. So we never think in terms of what are we selling? What are they buying? Who are we selling it to? Who is the buyer? We always think in terms of मैं, right? Me as in me as the founder, me as the engineer, me as the maker, me as the builder. That is the mindset that you have to learn to change, right? So if you take another example, if you sort of build up on what we're speaking about now, if you go on to, let's say, running. So मुझे दौड़ने का शौक है, ये बात आपको पता है. Question is, why do, जो मैंने आपसे सवाल क्विज में पूछा था, right? Question is, why do runners run? क्यों दौड़ते हैं लोग? What's the motivation? No, this is NCC. This is not KD Overseas. This is NCC, National Coaching Center. So one factor is health reason, right? Because you want to exercise. But is that enough? So how many of your runners? कितने लोग दौड़ते हैं यहाँ पे? How many of your runners? And when I say run, as in run, as in your mileage is about, let's say, upwards of 20 kilometers a month, at least, maybe more. So Hussain Abbas is run. Abbas, आप दौड़ते हैं? So freeing effects, sense of accomplishment.
Yes, sir. I run at least 5 days a week.
और कहाँ दौड़ते हो? कितना दौड़ते हो?
Sir, I try to do like 2 to 2.5 kilometers a day.
और क्यों दौड़ते हो? Why do you run?
Well, I used to go to the gym before lockdown, but that hasn't worked out well due to COVID. So अब running start की थी मैंने. Like मुझे 2 months हो गए.
And when you don't run, what do you feel?
I feel a little incomplete because before lockdown, like I used to go to the gym almost 5 times a day, and it was very like stress relieving, and it was an important part of my day. So I needed something to replace that. So that's why I chose running.
Okay, perfect. All right. So now, this is pre-lockdown, by the way, just in case you're wondering कि मैं यहाँ पे क्या कर रहा हूँ, right? ये lockdown से पहले की तस्वीर है. One part is companionship, right? हम अपने दोस्तों के साथ दौड़ते हैं. And when we run with our friends, we all sort of motivate each other. So एक element ये है. एक element is, where do we run? So I run at sunrise, right? And for me, catching the sunrise is a really important part. It sort of refreshes my soul, recharges my batteries, right? I feel accomplishment is certainly a big part of it, but a larger part is the fact that I'm there out with nature. And there's actually a lot of research that supports this, कि जितना time आप बाहर गुजारेंगे, especially with nature, right? It has a significant impact on reducing the stress levels, not just in your life, but also in your blood chemistry. So एक element is sunset, एक element is the scenery, एक element is the fact that I have the road at 6 o'clock in the morning. I have the road to myself. कोई नहीं होता, दूर तक कोई नहीं होता. And this is basically Creek Avenue. And here's the other interesting part. Where do you think I live? मैं रहता कहाँ हूँ? ऐसे ये पानी है, right, समंदर के पास, और ये Creek Avenue है. तो where do I live? Guess करें.
सर सैयद के पीछे रहता.
मैं सैयद के पीछे रहता हूँ. कैसी अफसोस, आपने सब ना पोल खोल दिया है. कौन है ये? Who said this कि मैं सैयद के पीछे रहता हूँ? कौन? हम्माद. So how do you know कि मैं सैयद के पीछे रहता हूँ?
सर क्योंकि अमीन वहाँ पे रहता है, इसलिए मुझे पता.
Alright, okay, fair enough. So now the big question is कि are you mad to drive from Nipa to Creek Avenue to run on weekend, especially on Saturday and Sunday? In fact, आज मेरी अगर क्लास नहीं होती तो Friday is my running day, तो मैं दौड़ने गया हुआ था और फिर मैं वापस आता तो मैं शहीद हो चुका होता. But that's a separate story. So आप बताएं, what kind of madness is this that will, अगर if you tell your parents कि अम्मी मैं नीपा पे रहता हूँ और मैं गाड़ी लेके जा रहा हूँ और मैं जाऊँगा all the way up to Creek Avenue और मैं वहाँ दौड़ूंगा सड़क के ऊपर कुत्तों के साथ, और फिर मैं शाम में वापस आ जाऊँगा या दोपहर में वापस आऊँगा या 4 घंटे बाद वापस आऊँगा, तो आपके वालिदैन क्या कहेंगे?
यहाँ पे भाग लो.
There we go, right? So there's something is wrong, right? एक चीज़ तो क्लियर हो गई कि normal people will not do this, and normal people will also have difficulty understanding that why you're trying to do this. And फिर there is an element of madness, right? कि what kind of a mad person would run for 3 straight hours? And to be able to run for these 3 straight hours, you actually have to train for 6 months. You can't just wake up one fine morning, like the swim, कि मौसम बहुत अच्छा हो रहा है तो मैं समंदर चला जाता हूँ स्विम करने के लिए और मैं डूब जाऊँगा, सेपरेट कहानी. But you can't just wake up in the morning and say I'm going to run a marathon today or a half marathon today, right? So to start from, ये जो point है ना, जो starting point है जहाँ, let's take this point. Let's say this is the starting point. This is Creek Ramada. और ये point पता है क्या है आपको? ये आप, this is क्या कहते हैं इसे? This is your, what's that thing called? जो village. This is the village restaurant. यहाँ पे McDonald's है. So village, so आप चलें क्रीक रमाड़ा से, you go all the way, यहाँ ये this is golf club, this is कोलाची, ये जो बेल्ट है ना, ये जो बेल्ट है, this is कोलाची, right? यहाँ पे ये जो बेल्ट है, this is ईमार. So you start running from Creek Ramada, which is basically Creek Club. Creek Club से Golf Club, Golf Club से कोलाची, कोलाची से ईमार, ईमार से all the way to village, and this is only 10.1 kilometers. And then you turn back and you go all the way back here to Creek Ramada, and that is 21 kilometers. So even if you do this in a car, on a car this is going to take you about 40 minutes, the return trip. अगर आप आराम से हौले आहिस्ता चलाएं, because there are lots of speed breakers also on the way, right? तो आप दौड़ने जाएंगे, तो मैं तो बहुत सुस्त हूँ और मोटा भी हूँ और हल्का दौड़ता हूँ और ट्रेन से इसे नहीं करता और मैं लेजी भी हूँ, लेकिन आई थिंक द फास्टेस्ट पीपल हैव रन दिस at our local events is about maybe 1 hour 30 minutes. Okay, so more madness. Yes. So when you show something like this to runners, right, which is essentially you saying, where do you go to find yourself? What does that tell you? Running is not about running. Running is not about proving anything. Running is essentially about finding how much can you push yourself, especially half marathons, right? आप कहाँ तक जा सकते हैं? So how faster can you be? How much distance can you travel? How much abuse can you take? How much time can you spend as far as training is concerned, right? This is the starting point. लेकिन इससे पहले भी there is a much bigger motivation. Where did that start? ये कौन है और क्या कर रहा है? So what was that? Yeah, that's right. It's someone on a wheelchair. And this is wheelchair at an airport. So who's that someone? That someone is me. I basically went from a wheelchair to a half marathon. I was in a wheelchair in 2015. 2015 August, I did something to myself that sort of landed me in a wheelchair for the next 3 months. August 2015, December 2015 is when I finally got rid of the stick that I needed to walk. And February 2016, I started running. And I think February 2019, I ran my first half marathon. Context आ गया आपके पास? So now the question is, when I'm buying shoes, जब मैं ये जूते खरीदता हूँ, what am I buying? क्या खरीद रहा हूँ मैं?
Comfort.
Okay, so one element is comfort. और इसके अलावा? और बताएं.
chance to run.
A chance to run, right? So you saying ke a chance to run matters a great deal, and it matters for a lot of reasons, right? We've sort of discussed this. We said it helps you find who you are, it helps you do interesting things, it helps you sort of live this every weekend, it helps you catch sunrises, right? All of these, it helps you sort of run with your friends, with company, it helps you stay healthy. All of these are interesting, useful, motivating factors. So if I see this pair of shoes and I like it, do you think price is a consideration? With this background, right? With the background I specifically explained. Kyunki, what does running, to me personally, what does running represent? And you know, this is a really important part, and this is what you have to really pay attention on. What am I buying? To me, running represents not being on a wheelchair. Do you know what that means? Do you understand the statement? Not being on a wheelchair. For me, running means I'm free. And sometimes, not always, sometimes when I run faster than my kids or run longer than my kids, running means that I feel young. Just like teaching, you know, I teach because by teaching you, by engaging with you, by interacting with you, and you know, you being a broad group of, you know, young, bright, sharp, intelligent, driven professionals, you know, I feel I have a connection with my younger self again, because you remind me of myself, right? So not being on a wheelchair, how much is not being on a wheelchair worth? Feeling that you're not on a wheelchair, how much is that worth? For somebody who's not been on a wheelchair once but twice, 2 दफा ही हरकत कर चुका हूं मैं अपने साथ. There we go, right? So अब हमने क्या किया? We've sort of zeroed down on the motivation that we spoke about. For me, running represents and means not being in a wheelchair. Running means that I am free. That's what it represents. And to me, that is priceless. And then it doesn't matter whether these jutas are made of styrofoam, ocean recycled styrofoam, whether they're made of parachute material, whether they're unbreakable, whether they're expensive, whether they're cheap. If I value not being in a wheelchair, I will pay whatever price I am asked to pay, because that feeling itself is priceless. Alright? Is that clear? So, एक element here, right? This is really, really key part. We don't understand what we're selling. We don't understand what's driving the sales process for our buyers. We are always focused on कि हमने चीज़ बनाई क्या है, उसके ingredients क्या हैं, उसमें शामिल क्या है, उसके components क्या हैं, उसके features क्या हैं. You know, what is the problem that we solved? You know, we tell you all about the history of how that problem sort of started and evolved and grew and manifested itself in the form of a solution. But we don't talk about what the solution represents to the people you're selling to. And that's what you have to learn to do. Yeah, Shan Masala has actually started doing it really, really well recently. Before Shan Masala, I think if you looked at the ads produced by the advertising agency in Pakistan, they were just terrible. So एक element is selling, and फिर एक element is we can't deliver. We can't deliver because we've sold too much, right? We make very tall claims. So if you remember, some of you have had this chat with me over the last 2 days. I told you, scope को कम करो, simplify करो, छोटा करो, सब कुछ ना करो, right? Just take one small element and deliver on that. You know, it's the same concept as how many weightlifters here? कितने लोग हैं जो weightlifting करते हैं? This is a squat rack. So squat rack is, you know, पुराने ज़माने में जो आपको उठक बैठक कराई जाती थी ना, तो squat rack is essentially a modern version of उठक बैठक. And there's a bar, एंड इस बार के ऊपर ये प्लेट लगी है. तो ये एक प्लेट है 20 किलो की. दिस इज 20 kgs, दिस इज another 20 kgs, this is another 20 kgs, right? So this is 20, 20 and 20, that's 60 kgs and this is 10 kgs. So ये कितने हो गए? 70 kgs. और ये बार जो ये 12 किलो की है. So 60 kg और 10 70 and the same weight is on the other side, right? So it's about 140 kgs. You think you can squat 140 kgs just out of the blue? You think you can run a half marathon just out of the blue? नहीं कर सकते ना. नहीं, you can't go to 140 kgs unless only you've been lifting weights for a while. You will actually break something or tear something. You will damage something for life. आप मारे जाएंगे और मर जाएंगे. So again, to get to 140 kgs, I think I'd been lifting for about 3 years. मुझे 3 साल लगे to get here. Just like to run a half marathon, it took me 3 years. To lift 140 kgs in a half squat on a squat rack took me 3 years. And I haven't trained for about a year now, right? So I don't think I can do this anymore. I have to build it up slowly and gradually over a period of 4 to 5 to 6 months to get to a stage where I can do this. So when we go back and say कि हम सब कुछ कर देंगे, हम ये भी कर देंगे, वो भी कर देंगे, सब कुछ कर देंगे, what does that mean? For the person who's sitting on the other side, it simply means, यार तुम किसको बेवकूफ़ बना रहे हो? That doesn't make sense. I don't think this is real. I don't think it's credible. And all you lose is credibility. But God forbid you find somebody who says कि हाँ जी, I believe in you and I'll give it to you. आप कर लें. You will not obviously be able to deliver. So when you won't be able to deliver, what's going to happen? You will fail. Or you'll die trying. 2 ही possibilities हैं. Okay? So this is sort of a high level genotype of failure that we've sort of discussed, both in terms of types and the primary reason and causes. And if we understand the primary reason and cause, then it's easier for us to focus on making sure how do we avoid being one. So I'm going to stop here. We're just going to take a quick break for about 10 minutes. Actually, not 10 minutes. 10 minutes fine. It's 11:58 right now in my watch. Please be back in the class at 12:08. 12:08 पे हम exactly दोबारा start कर देंगे. Are we good? So take a quick 10-minute break. पानी पी लें, कुछ खा लें, कुछ चख लें, हवा सूंघ लें, जाके शक्ल दिखा दें घर वालों को अपनी कि आप अब तक you're still around. Take a short break and then be back here in 10 minutes. Thank you. I'm going to put myself on mute. I'm just going to go grab a glass of water and then I will see you in 10 minutes. I'm allergic to a medication and that medication basically attacks the tendons and ligaments in my body. I didn't know I was allergic to it. So when I took it in I think less than 24 hours, I basically lost the use of my ankles. I couldn't walk. And then even though it stopped the medication immediately, but the damage was already done. So it took about, I think 3.5, 4 months to heal. That was the first time. The second time was actually a lot more funnier. The second time I was running this workshop for one of the largest banks in the Middle East. And I was supposed to run this day-long workshop for their entire senior executive team. And I sort of flew the night before to where I needed to be. And the hotel gym had a really nice gym. And they had a really nice squat rack, which I really liked. And I'd been sort of in peak form at that point in time because I'd been training. So I loaded the rack, this rack that we saw earlier. This is not the same hotel, but you get the concept. And I loaded it. Yeah, there we go. This one. So I loaded up. And at that point in time when I loaded up, I think it was loaded with 160 kgs. So ये जो आप देख रहे हैं, this is a lock. This makes sure कि जो बार है जिस पे वेट लगा हुआ है वो लॉक हो गई. So loaded with 160 kgs. I was done. I'd done my 10 sets, and on my 10th set, I thought the bar was locked, but it wasn't. So जब आप खड़े होते हैं स्क्वाट करके, तो आपके नोक के ऊपर बार होती है and you're holding it with both your hands. So I put it up thinking it was locked. I thought it was locked. I thought I heard it locked, but it wasn't unlocked. And I let go and tried to walk away. So the bar with 160 kgs of weight basically fell on me. That was the second time. So the actual video that you saw is basically me being wheeled back to catch my flight back home. I think the day after. That was the second time. As I said, bragging rights. These are great stories. Yeah, 160 kgs. पहले तो पता ही नहीं चला कि हुआ क्या. So, I thought, what did just happen? फिर जो आसपास में लोग थे वो भागे भागे आए कि तुम जिंदा भी हो, मर तो नहीं. फिर I sort of extricated myself. Then I sort of walked outside to see everything is okay, and even then I knew कि कुछ हो गया, something's gone. अल्लाह का शुक्र कुछ टूटा नहीं. अल्लाह का बहुत ऐसा टूटा नहीं. So that took about 6 to 7 months to heal from. Okay, so time is up. Let's start quickly. We have a lot of work to do, so I'm going to pick up the pace a bit, and let's move on to the next stage. So now the question is, why are bad ideas important, right? Why is it really important for us to get comfortable with bad ideas? To understand, what drives them, to be able to recognize them. And I think the key point is, if you think in terms of structure, ये आपकी productive risk-bearing life है, right? So let's say you're 21 years old. If you want to be a founder, at max, maybe about 45. Best case is 50 years, right? So from 21 years to 50 years, 20 years लगा लें, 20, that's about 30 years. 30 साल है आपके पास to take these crazy type of risks, like dropping 150 kg bar on yourself, running half marathons. 30 साल है आपके पास सारे काम करने के लिए. 30 साल के बाद फिर your risk bearing capacity and your appetite for bearing risk, both of them will come down sharply. So now if you think in terms of आपने एक idea try किया, your first one, and that turned out to be a type 2, right? So type 2 का मतलब क्या हुआ? Type 2 का मतलब ये हुआ कि 2 से 4 साल आपने लगाए and recovery is about say another 6 years. तो 10 साल खत्म हो गए. You're gone. 1/3 of the life is gone. फिर आपने 10 साल नौकरी की, एक तय और निकल गया. फिर आपने दूसरा आइडिया ट्राई किया and that turned out to be type 2 also. तो इसके बाद 10 साल और निकल गया आपके पास, and then you're done. So how many shots do you have? We think we have an infinite number of shots, but if you get 2 type 2s and you need about 10 years to recover in between from them, then you don't have a lot of time. Now, a easier mix, a simpler mix could actually be you do a couple of type 1s. So आपने 5-6 type 1s कर लिए, फिर आपने एक type 2 कर लिया, अब 10 साल हो गए. फिर आपने 10 साल काम किया, and then this sort of expand and excels. And this is ideas that fail. And in this entire thing, if all you hear or get struck by are type 1s and type 2s, God forbid a type 3, then you have nothing to show for. But if the one that works, so you've got one type 1, in fact you get 2 type 1s, you get 1 type 2, and then you hit your home run. So you succeed, right? You sort of hit a sixer out of the stadium. How long does that take? So even the ones that work, that succeed, from launch to revenue is about 2 to 4 years. Scalability, which is basically going from 1 customer to let's say 1,000 customers, takes about 3 to 5 years. Cash flow positive, which is when you actually start to make money, is about 3 years. So if you add this, 2 साल ये ले लें, 3 साल ये ले लें, 5 साल हो गए, 5 साल के बाद 3 साल ये ले लें, 8 साल हो गए, it's about 8. It's about 8 to 10 years you need to get the business to a point when you look back, you say, okay, this was worth it. I've made money on this investment. So in that mix also, you're looking at maybe at max from a shot point of view, you have 3 to 4 shots. If you waste those shots on bad ideas, you will regret that. So hence, our focus is what, once you find out this is not an idea that's working, once you find that piece out, then get out as quickly as possible. Fail as quickly as possible. एक option ये है. Second option क्या है? Second option is put a filter in place that filters out all the bad ideas. It only leaves you with ideas that are worthy, that are good ideas, that are actually great ideas. Because if you start with great ideas, the chances of you falling flat on your face are less. The chances of you finding out in the middle कि ये idea सही नहीं था, ये गलत था, ये बेकार था, किसी काम का नहीं था, are significantly higher. Does that make sense? So that's the reason why I want to understand how bad ideas work. Now I told you it takes about 8 to 10 years to get to a point where the business is worthy. So if you do hit something which is worthwhile, what does success look like and how long does it take? It takes about 8 to 10 years. Sometimes even longer. So आप लगा लें 8 से 12 साल. It'll take you 8 to 12 years. जी आनस पूछिए. To get to a stage where you make money. नहीं, so there is actually a framework and we'll cover that framework. मैं आपको 2 slides में आपको और दिखानी है and then I'll jump into that framework quickly. Right? So before I answer your question, I'm going to come back and to this thing that I was saying कि 8 से 12 साल लगते हैं, right? And here are the examples. So you've heard of TRG Group, Affinity, DGS. TRG की कहानी अगर आप सोचें तो TRG is started with $5 million in 2002 with acquiring the Align call center. And then 2016-2018 is when they started speaking about the fact that they're going to do a IPO or a private sale, and that's going to be worth about somewhere between 1.6 to $2.5 billion, right? So your puri journey hai for TRG was about 16 years. 16 years. So they acquired Align, they did a listing on KSE to raise $10 million. फिर उन्होंने बहुत सारी चीज़ें खरीद ली, फिर उन्होंने एक्सपैंड किया, सैट मैप बनाया, DGS बनाया, और 16, 17, 18 मिनट कहा कि जी हम प्राइवेट सेल करेंगे, राइट? बट इट टुक अबाउट 16 years. TRG के बाद करीम स्टार्टअप टू एग्जिट, started base was about $1.7 million in 2012, right? And 2019 और 2020 में उन्होंने बेच दिया उसको. करीम का एग्जिट 19 में हुआ था ना, हाँ 19 में हो गया था, राइट? So 7 साल लगे, right? So Kareem is an exception, took 7 years. But even if you think in terms of अभी भी profitable नहीं है, exit हो गया लेकिन profitable नहीं है. फिर एक और था which was another very interesting business, good company, Pragmatic Financials, 11 years. From bootstrap to a $122 million sale, took about 11 years. 2004 में found we and then finally acquired by SS&C for $122 million in 2015, right? So even the ones that work take about 8 to 10 years. And that's the reason why we say okay, when you pick an idea, when you commit to an idea, you have to be very, very sure that this works. And that brings us to the question I was just asked. How do you know कि an idea is a good idea? How do you know it's not a bad idea? अच्छा, अब यहाँ पे जो कहानी है ना, यहाँ पे कहानी is a little different. And the कहानी here is essentially there is, if you are playing in a ground and that ground is locked from all or walled from all 4 sides and the only way to get into the ground is through this gate, तो उस ग्राउंड में कितने बच्चे आएंगे खेलने के लिए? How many kids will come into play in this ground if the gate is manned and guarded and locked and barricaded? Only those who are allowed to play inside, right? Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, if you compare this with an open ground, an open field, right? So for example, if you go from, अगर आप जा रहे हैं from, let's say, Hassan Square to Nipa, on the right hand side, after Masjid Bait al-Mukarram, there is an empty ground, जहाँ पे लोग गाड़ियाँ चलाना सीखते थे पहले. अब तो उन्होंने कचरा डाल दिया उसके ऊपर. But if you ever pass that empty ground on a Sunday afternoon, what do you see there?
लोग क्रिकेट खेल रहे होते
कितने लोग क्रिकेट खेल रहे होते हैं? 1 पिच,
बहुत सारी
2 पिच, 3 पिच, 4 पिच, राइट? हजारों की तादाद में काम हो रहा होता है, राइट? ऐसी होती है ना पिचेस. आपको पता नहीं कि कौन किसको बॉल करा रहा है और कहाँ जा रही है बॉल, राइट? यही होता है ना.
Yes, sir.
और इसको कंपेयर कर लें विद नेशनल स्टेडियम. Can you go play at National Stadium? Can you just like walk in and say मुझे pitch पे खेलना है, खेलने दें? आज आप मुझे घुस के दिखा दें National Stadium. I don't know if you went out today or not, but I drove from my home to the office at 8 o'clock in the morning and it was a nightmare. कल जब मैं घर जा रहा था, it was a nightmare. आज भी nightmare. It's going to stay like this for the next 10 days. Why? It's not just that they've locked the National Stadium, they've locked everything around National Stadium. You can't get to the National Stadium unless and until you're part of the Pakistani or the South African cricket team. So the key concept in business is essentially to have the ground to yourself, is to make sure that nobody else can enter inside, right? And doing this, having the ground to yourself by making sure nobody comes inside, is called a competitive advantage. So good ideas are ideas that have a competitive advantage. Primadic's competitive advantage क्या था? They worked in the banking industry. And they worked with some very exotic models. And they worked with those models on the cloud, right? This was their edge. Careem का competitive advantage क्या था? Careem basically moved in the mobility space. And it basically, what did they do? They disrupted the car hire and taxi / rickshaw / public transport. That's where they started off with. TRG का advantage क्या था? Labor arbitrage. They picked up jobs in the US and Europe and Far East that could be executed much cheaper in markets like Karachi, Philippines and Eastern Europe. Right? अब हम ये high level की बात करें, लेकिन framework क्या है? So how do you sort of lock yourself in to a ground where only you're allowed to play, where none of these guys are allowed, right? So your competition basically just stands outside and watches के यार, it would be nice to come and play inside the National Stadium, but you can't. तो इसमें आपके पास 3 या 4 ही advantages हैं. एक is called scale, and we'll talk about this in a few seconds. एक is called proprietary process or IP or technology, and एक is called captive customers, right? तो ये 3 हैं आपके पास. तो आपसे मेरा सवाल ये है, and we haven't discussed this. As computer science students, which one of these do you think are the most applicable and relevant to you? क्या ख्याल है आपका?
Proprietary process, I would say.
Technology, right? All of you think that IP is the one that's the most applicable to you as a startup, especially a technology startup. Yep. All right. So now let's take a look at these one by one, right? What are they? I started the recording, correct? Oh, chal rahi hai. Yeah, that's on. Okay, so now, so पहला है scale. So scale का concept क्या है? Scale का concept ये है, बहुत simple concept है. This is volume of production or units produced, and this is cost. और ये curve है. What does this curve tell you?
The more we will produce, the cheaper each price of each product.
Perfect, right? Perfect. So this is called the marginal cost curve, right? Or the cost curve. And what this basically tells you is कि अगर आप 1 million unit produce कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, right? And इधर let's see, this is, ये आपकी cost है. Let's say the cost is $1. और अगर आप 1 unit produce कर रहे हैं तो ये आपकी cost है. Let's say the cost here is, let's say the cost here is $1,000. $1,000. So ये जो difference है of $9.99, this is attributed to scale efficiency, right? So one way of growing is that you add scale. So anybody who's standing here is going to be far cheaper from a cost perspective than anybody who's standing here. So all you have to do to reduce cost and to sort of start competing better is to start producing and selling more. Correct? That makes sense? Yes? So if you think about, let's say, the microprocessor industry, right? So let's say if you take the example of Intel, right? So Intel का जो नया i9 processor है, right? I don't know how many cores. I think it has 8 cores in it. So let's say it has 8 cores in it. And let's say that processor sells for about $500. What is Intel's cost of researching a new design? A new chip design? A new architecture? क्या cost होगी आपका? That's correct. It's in billions of dollars. So let's take an example. Let's very simple. Let's say it costs, आज के ज़माने में current dollars, let's say it costs about, to be very, very aggressive, let's say it costs about $5 billion. Cost is about $5 billion. So $5 billion is 1, 2, 3, 9 zeros. 5 followed by 9 zeros. Right? Now let's also assume that Intel sells about 100 million processors every year. तो इसकी cost जब आप distribute करेंगे, on the number of units they're going to sell, तो ये क्या बच जाएगा यहाँ पे? ये zeros और zeros कट गया. This gets cancelled out. This gets cancelled out, and this gets cancelled out, right? So Intel's R&D cost per processor is how much? It's $50. And Intel sells that for how much? For $500. So Intel का margin कितना हुआ? Intel का margin, that's about $450, right? And we've just made these numbers up. We don't have the exact figures, but you can look it up and they'll be in the same ballpark. 5 की जगह 10 होगा, 10 की जगह 1 होगा, 100 की जगह 200 होगा, 300 होगा, $400 million प्रोसेसर. अब इसको आप compare करें with a new shop, right? So one of you is an inspired electrical engineer who wants to go in the chip design business and you want to start, but obviously you don't have $1 billion. But let's say, even if you find somebody who wrote you a check for $1 billion and you start building it, let's say your best case estimate, because you've taken this course and you've studied the tech management class and you're a Habib University star student, let's say your best case scenario is that you'll sell 1 million processors. We don't have a path for that right now, right? But we're just making this assumption. If you sold 1 million processors, but it took you $5 billion to produce them, to do the design, right? To figure out the R&D behind it, what would be your R&D cost per processor? 1. So this cancels out, this cancels out, this cancels out, this cancels out, and there you go. It's about $5,000. So if your R&D cost, because you have lower volume, is $5,000 per processor, can you sell that processor for $500? Will that recoup your investment? So that's Intel's advantage. Intel's advantage is the fact that its R&D cost, its marketing cost, it's distributed over a much larger unit of sales, volume of sales, than of yours as a startup, which is the reason why you'll never be able to compete with Intel directly face to face in the space that Intel competes in. So where do you compete? So if you think in terms of Nvidia, right? What does Nvidia produces? क्या बनाती है? Where does it start off with? What was the space where they took on and won? GPUs. Qualcomm क्या बनाती है? Which space did they start off? So Snapdragon processor कहाँ जाता है? ARM, right? क्या बनाती है? कहाँ इस्तेमाल होता है? So you get the sense what I'm saying, right? So you don't want to compete in spaces. You want to compete in spaces where your competition has a scale benefit and scale advantage, right? But by definition, scale requires lots of dollars, lots of investment, lots of capital. जी अबू जर पूछिए.
जी सर, मैं ये कह रहा था कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल नोकिया वाली जो एग्जांपल है हमारे पास, क्योंकि नोकिया बहुत ज़्यादा एक स्टेबल कंपनी थी, एंड आफ्टर दैट अदर जो है मोबाइल कंपनीज उसको कम्पीट किया, एंड फाइनली नोकिया खुद भी डाउन हो गया. सो अगर इसी तरह की हम लोग एक एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर थिंकिंग रखें, सो हम लोग फिर मतलब
नहीं, नोकिया इज नॉट रेलेवेंट टू यू.
नहीं हो जाएंगे.
No, देखिए you want to focus on areas and elements that are of interest to you. So is scale of interest to you? Do you think scale would be of use to you as a founder, as an entrepreneur, as a small business? Do you think you have access to dollars and capital?
No, it depends on my business.
No, you don't have. So this is not relevant. हम बात करें moats की, right? We're talking about the fact how do you keep people out of the spaces you want to compete in. उसमें से एक रास्ता, एक competitive advantage is scale. And we just discussed the fact that scale is a great advantage, but it's an advantage for companies that are large, that are big, that have scale efficiencies on their side. You don't have scale efficiencies on your side. So you have to have something else on the side. So scale is an advantage, it's a benefit, it's an edge, but for a startup, for a young founder, with no capital and no dollars to the name, this would not be of interest. Right? So हमने जो Intel की example दी, Intel की example इसलिए दी because we wanted to emphasize the fact कि Intel का advantage क्या है. Intel का advantage ये है कि Intel की जो R&D cost है, that gets distributed over large volume for its core business. So as long as Intel can generate that volume, Intel will always have that advantage and an edge. And you can't take them on head to head. You have to figure out some other way. कहीं से आपको और रास्ता निकालना पड़ेगा. वो यहाँ से नहीं मिलेगा आपको. Scale से नहीं मिलेगा. You'll have to come from another side. So let's take a look at what other option is there, right? एक element ये हो गया. Second element is IP or intellectual property or technology or proprietary processes. And I hear a lot of this, right? Because when I hear pitches, when I mentor teams, when I work with founders, I hear them say कि जी हमारा जो code base है, हमारी जो technology, हमारी जो product है, हमारी जो IP है, that's a competitive advantage. So आपने Nokia की example दी, right? Nokia had the largest share of cell phones, and they had the largest number of Motorola had the largest number of technology patents in that space, but both of them died. Nokia and Motorola both died, right? And the closest example in my mind is this, guys. This is what the Samsung smartphones looked like before the iPhone was announced, and this is what they looked like after the iPhone was announced, right? This is what Apple said. Apple said that Samsung stole our IP, right? That was a suit. Now think about this for a second. एक side पे है Apple computers, right? And Apple computers, when they sort of went out and sort of filed this court case, was the company with the largest amount of dollars, cash, real cash, on its balance sheet, right? And Samsung was also, not a company with chump change. Samsung was also one of the largest smartphone manufacturers, cell phone manufacturers, technology manufacturers, electronics manufacturer on the planet. So अब इन दोनों की लड़ाई हो रही है, और लड़ाई किस बात पे हो रही है? एप्पल सेइंग कि जो आईफोन की आईपी है वो आपने चुरा के गैलेक्सी नोट में डाल दी है. ये लड़ाई हुई थी ना, करेक्ट या नहीं हुई थी? There was a, roughly speaking, $1 billion settlement between Apple and Samsung on this. But did that stop Samsung? Is the Galaxy Note dead, or is it still around? Is Samsung out of the smartphone market, or is it still around? जी बताइए, क्या ख्याल है आपका? So my question to you is, Apple had the technology patents, Apple had the IP, Apple had the dollars, Apple had the lawyers, Apple had the court. Did that stop Samsung from did that force Samsung from walking away from that business? No, it didn't. So my question to you is, okay, Apple, and in a very crude sense, Apple is not we'd like to think of this as a very progressive, forward-looking company. Apple is basically a gali ka gunda. If you enter their business, if you try to threaten their franchise, they'll come at you with baseball bats and whatever they have, right? Which in this case was lawyers. So they had lawyers, they had dollars, they had courts, and they had, all the factors in the case in their favor. And despite having all of this is a question I have to answer. Despite having all of this, they were not able to enforce, they were not able to keep Samsung out of their ground. तो आप कौन है? आपके पास क्या है? अगर एप्पल अमेरिका में काम नहीं कर सकी तो आप पाकिस्तान बैठ के काम कर लेंगे? You think you'll be able to enforce your IP contracts just because you have the IP? Even if you have the courts, even if you have the dollars, even if you have the money, even if you have the facts of the case in your favor, you can't restrict, you can't control. There are instances where this has happened and we'll talk about them, but in most instances, especially as a startup, especially as a young founder, IP is a theoretical benefit. It is next to impossible to enforce it in markets like this. Nay, it was not a question of Samsung had captive customers. That's not the. I think that's not the key point. I think the key point is, and we'll talk about captive customers a little later. The key point is that IP को रिकॉर्ड करना, प्रोटेक्ट करना, कवर करना, डॉक्यूमेंट करना is one thing. IP को enforce करना is a completely different planet. So there are ways that you can do it and you might actually win, but historically speaking, and there are some who've sort of succeeded and have done it very, very, very well. But historically speaking, in the technology industry, IP is not a moat. It can sort of keep some of the people out of the way, but if you find a really determined competitor who wants to come in and walk all over your ground and just make a point कि जी मैं तो जो चाहूँ कर लूँ, आपने जो कुछ करना आप करके देख लें, आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते. You can't do anything. So you can't rely on IP. Does that mean you shouldn't protect it? No, you should protect it. Does that mean that you should ignore it? No, you should not ignore it. ये सब आप करें, लेकिन rely ना करें. ये उम्मीद ना करें कि जब ये होगा तो आप रोक सकेंगे या बंद कर सकेंगे या बच सकेंगे. अगर आप फंस गए तो आप फंस गए. Then you stop. So IP भी कट गई. Relevant नहीं. अच्छा, एक स्पेस है जहाँ पे चलती है, right? And that space is the pharmaceutical industry. ये जो दवाई आपके सामने लिखी हुई ना, Zolgen SMA. Do you have any idea how much does a dose cost of this medication?
No, sir.
Single dose is $2.1 million. So the pharmacy.
I'm wondering what does it do?
Yeah, there is a very insidious syndrome, which is a genetic disorder, जो young बच्चों में पकड़ा जाता है, and you can't survive that. It fixes that. And their business case very simple. They say कि जी आप अगर ये ले लेंगे तो आप बच जाएंगे, and you have 50, 60, 70 साल की जिंदगी in front of you, और आप नहीं लेंगे तो आप मर जाएंगे. तो अगर आप अपने बच्चे की ज़िंदगी बचाना चाहते हैं और आपके पास पैसे हैं तो बचा लें, और अगर पैसे नहीं हैं then that's just too bad. But they're able to do this and they get away with it simply because the pharmaceutical industry and the petrochemical industry, दो industries हैं, pharma and petrochemical, who sort of fine-tuned this to an art. So अगर आपने देखना है कि IP protection चलती कैसे और होती कैसे है और enforce कैसे होती है, और उस पर आप पैसे कैसे बना सकते हैं, तो स्टडी दीज टू, फार्मास्यूटिकल्स एंड पेट्रोकेमिकल्स. If you want to see how IP does not work and does not protect, does not save, you study the technology industry जिसमें हम रहते हैं. तो आप अगर टेक में काम करते हैं तो टेक में IP enforcement is a question mark and a challenge. अगर आप टेक के बाहर फार्मा में काम करते हैं और पेट्रोकेमिकल में काम करते हैं तो IP protection has you know, both of these industries have been basically built upon the basis of IP protection. Alright जी, so अब आपके पास एक ही बच गया है. And you know, as is the case with multiple choice questions, we now know for a fact कि अगर पहला भी नहीं है, दूसरा भी नहीं है, तो तीसरा तो होगा. So this must work, right? This is the one that we are of interest, that we are interested in. So यहाँ पे कहानी क्या है? यहाँ पे कहानी ये है कि मेरा magic number is 60 kilos or 60 kgs. What does that mean? What do you think this number represents? गैस करें. 60 kgs. My ड्रीम वेट, नो. बहुत दूर है. 100 kgs और 60 kg में बहुत फर्क है. So, जब आप जाते हैं ना बैकपैक लेके जहाज के ऊपर, तो उसके बाहर एक बोर्ड लिखा हुआ होता है, राइट, कि अपना हैंड लगेज आपका 7 किलो से ऊपर नहीं हो सकता. देखा ना आपने, याद है आपको बोर्ड? और जब जहाज फिल हो जाता है और भरा हुआ होता है, ओवर बुक्ड होता है, तो वो खड़े होते हैं दरवाजे के ऊपर एंड दे टेल यू कि इसका वजन कराएं, और अगर वजन ज़्यादा है तो उसको चेकिंग करा दें, अंदर लेके नहीं आ सकते. राइट? मेक सेंस? यू हर्ड दैट? तो मेरा जो पर्सनल रिकॉर्ड है, एंड दिस इज अ लाइफ टाइम रिकॉर्ड एंड आई थिंक ओनली ब्रोकन इट वंस, was I actually packed 60 kgs in a backpack and carried it into the aircraft. That's my record, right? Now think about it for a second. What kind of a backpack will take in 60 kgs of weight? And what was there in the weight, right? चीज़ें क्या थी जो आप साथ लेके गए थे एक जहाज के ऊपर, जो आप, एंड ये फ्लाइट भी छोटी फ्लाइट नहीं थी, बस लाइक मेरा ख्याल है 4 घंटे की फ्लाइट थी. सो ऑन अ 4 hour फ्लाइट आई डिड दिस. सो इफ यू टेक अ स्टेप बैक, लेट्स थिंक अबाउट दिस फॉर अ सेकेंड. जब हम कैप्टिव कस्टम्स की बात कर रहे हैं तो हम कह रहे हैं कि जी एक आपके पास मार्केट है विच इज़ अ मेन स्ट्रीम मार्केट, राइट? ये दिस इज लाइक अ बिग मार्केट. ये मार्केट क्या है? ये मार्केट है लगेज का. ठीक है, अब इसमें कौन कौन है? इस मार्केट में आपके पास तमाम बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स हैं. इसमें आपके पास सैमसोनाइट है, अमेरिकन टूरिस्टर है, माइट बी अ कपल अदर नेम्स एंड ब्रांड्स हियर, राइट? सो अब आप कह रहे हैं कि ये तो मेन लगेज आ गया. फिर आपके पास एक है दैट वी कॉल व्हील्ड लगेज, राइट? सो व्हील्ड लगेज में एक स्पेस और आ गई आपके पास, और इसमें भी आपके पास वो हैं दैट आर व्हील्ड लगेज एंड बैकपैक्स एंड व्हील्ड लगेज एंड कैरी ऑन्स एंड व्हील्ड लगेज एंड रोल ऑन्स, राइट? तो इसमें आपके पास साइजेस हैं. एक साइज आपके पास बिजनेस ट्रैवलर्स का और एक साइज आपके पास कैरी ऑन लगेज का. वो लगेज जो जहाज के कैबिन में फिट हो जाता है, राइट? इसके ऊपर सर्टेन डायमेंशनल रिस्ट्रिक्शंस होती हैं और वेट रिस्ट्रिक्शन होती है. तो एक एलिमेंट ये आ गया. फिर आपके पास हैं बैकपैक्स, और फिर बैकपैक में आपके पास हैं लैपटॉप के बैकपैक्स. फिर लैपटॉप के बैकपैक्स में आपके पास हैं वो बैकपैक्स जो बहुत हाई क्वालिटी और हाई वेटेज वाले. तो जब आप बैकपैक देखते हैं तो बैकपैक में मसला क्या आता है? बैकपैक का मसला ये आता है कि सबसे पहले क्या चीज़ टूटती है? सबसे पहले जो चीज़ टूटती है ना वो ये टूटती है. ये जो आपका लगा हुआ है ना जिप खोलने वाला और बंद करने वाला बैकपैक के ऊपर, ये टूट जाता है. उसके बाद क्या टूटता है? उसके बाद ये जो जिप है ना आपकी, ये जो जिप चल रही है, ये टूट जाती है, राइट? अच्छा, फिर क्या होता है? फिर क्या होता है कि ये जो आपके पास, अगर आपके पास गलती से इसके अंदर कोई प्लग चला गया, कोई और चीज़ चली गई, तो इसमें सुराख हो जाता है नीचे, यहाँ पे बेसमेंट के. पेन घुस गया, तार घुस गई, कुछ और घुस गया, कहीं पे फंस गया, तो यहाँ पे फट जाता है, राइट? फिर आपके पास क्या टूटता है? फिर आपके पास ये जो आपकी बार बनी हुई है, ये जो जिसमें आप बैकपैक उठाते हैं, राइट, ये टूट जाता है. तो ये आपके कॉमन चैलेंजेस हैं, राइट? नाउ इफ यू थिंक इन टर्म्स ऑफ अ टिपिकल लैपटॉप बैकपैक में व्हाट यू बेसिकली सेइंग Typical laptop backpack has a life of maybe 2 साल, if you're lucky 2 साल. In most instances ये जो हमने तमाम चीज़ आइडेंटिफाई की है ना, ये सब की सब विद इन अ ईयर और सो टूट जाती हैं. सो 1 साल के अंदर अंदर most backpacks break down. So if I tell you कि there is somebody out there who says कि यार I want to build a laptop backpack which is high quality, which is long lasting, and that is made of parachute material, so ये फटेगा नहीं. और इसकी जो zip के heads हैं, right, they are really high quality and dense, ये टूटेंगे नहीं. और जो zips हैं, ये zips ही बिल्कुल industrial strength zip हैं, ये भी नहीं टूटेंगी. और इसमें इतनी storage capacity है कि ये 60 किलो का वजन बर्दाश्त कर लेगी. And this is 60 kg not in terms of this is 60 kg with packaging and cushioning. तो आपका लैपटॉप, आपका फ़ोन, आपका iPad, ये तमाम चीज़ें बिल्कुल महफूज रहेंगी इसके अंदर, ख़राब नहीं होगा. So what does this basically mean? Is this mainstream or is this specialized? अगर आप किसी दुकान में जाके पूछें, बैकपैक की दुकान में, कि आपके पास ऐसा बस्ता है जिसमें मेरा लैपटॉप भी आ जाए, मेरा फ़ोन भी आ जाए, मेरा iPad भी आ जाए, मेरी पानी की बोतल भी आ जाए, मेरे पासपोर्ट भी आ जाए, मेरा वॉलेट भी आ जाए, और 60 kg का वज़न भी आ जाए, कुछ टूटे भी ना, और वो फटे भी ना, और वो चल भी जाए, और उसको मैं अपने कंधे पे चढ़ा भी सकूं, तो वो क्या कहेगा आपसे? What would be the normal reaction of a shop seller to this list of requests? There we go. माफ कर दें please. And that is what High Sierra does. This is exactly what High Sierra does, right? So High Sierra is not a mainstream market, at least used to do. I think things have changed a bit. High Sierra is not a mainstream market. High Sierra is a very specialized laptop. They started with laptops, then they did roll-on luggage, then they did full-length luggage. बहुत सारे काम किए इन्होंने. तो अब आपसे मेरा सवाल ये है कि ये जो मैंने आपको भी डेमो दी है, राइट, जो मैंने आपको चीज़ें दिखाई, नॉर्मली होता है दिस इज अ लॉट मोर फन व्हेन वी डू दिस इन द क्लास, बिकॉज आई एक्चुअली कैरी द हाई सियरा बैग विद मी एंड एक्चुअली शो यू कि इसमें कितना सामान पड़ा हुआ है, उसमें कितनी पॉकेट्स हैं और कितनी स्पेसेस हैं और कितनी जगह है और आप साथ क्या क्या कर सकते हैं. बट आई जस्ट शोन यू पिक्चर दैट यू हैव अ सेंस ऑफ व्हाट डज द बैग लुक लाइक, एंड व्हेन यू लुक एट द बैग यू कैन क्लियरली सी दैट दिस इज अ रियली इंटरेस्टिंग बैग. इज अ बैग विद अ लॉट ऑफ पोटेंशियल, राइट. नजर आ रहा है कि ये सीरियस ओरिएंटेड बैग, यू नो, जस्ट लाइक मैंने आपको जूते दिखाए थे ना, आपने जूते देखे थे ना, कहाँ के जूते? When you saw these shoes, right, the first reaction was कि यार ये महंगे जूते हैं, ये सस्ते जूते नहीं हैं, right? तो similarly when you see this, right, you can clearly see कि ये सस्ता नहीं है, ये महंगा बैग है, या ये सोच समझ के किसी ने बैग बनाया है, बहुत जान लगा के, बहुत मेहनत करके डिज़ाइन किया है इसको, राइट. तो क्यों डिज़ाइन किया है, किसके लिए डिज़ाइन किया है, किन लोगों के लिए डिज़ाइन किया है? उन लोगों के लिए डिज़ाइन किया है who have a specific need. Now, why does that matter? अब ये जो मैं कोर्स आपको पढ़ा रहा हूँ, for example, right, I've been teaching this course now for about 17-18 years, and I'd say कि अगर मैं 7 या 8, 2008 से लगाएं, 2007 में I bought my first High Sierra bag, right, 2007 I bought my first High Sierra bag, and this is 2021, so it's almost been about 14 years. In 14 years, I would say that I've taught this course to at least 3,000 people in some shape and form. I've taught it at Habib, I've taught it at SP Jain in Dubai. I've run a workshop with different variations in Bangkok for one of the local incubators. I've done it where else? In Lahore, in Islamabad, done it for Pasha, done it for Bricta, done it for a couple of others, right? So all in all, I'd say about 3,000 people have sort of walked through this variation. And every single one of them, आपको तो मैंने सिर्फ तस्वीर दिखाई है, I sort of walked you through this process, but every single one of them has seen a live demo of the bag. So the next time you go looking for a laptop bag, how likely is the chance that you'll actually, if you see a High Sierra brand, you'll at least explore it. या आप छुपे देखेंगे, ट्राई करके देखेंगे, राइट? तो मुझे क्या हाई सियरा से कमीशन मिलता है, या मुझे पैसे देते हैं, या मेरी एजेंसी उनके पास जो मैं उनके लिए ये नेक काम मुफ्त में कर रहा हूँ फॉर द लास्ट 14 years? जी सोलिया बोलिए.
Sir, I have a question regarding this. So, while we were talking about the bag that is very portable and we have been using it for 14 years, so I have a question regarding that. कि दो चीजें होती हैं, जैसे आईफोन है फॉर एग्जाम्पल. तो आईफोन क्या करते हैं, जब उसका, जहाँ तक मुझे पता है, सो जब उसका कोई नया वर्जन आता है तो पुराने वर्जन को स्लो कर देता है, उसके परफॉर्मेंस को यूज करते हैं, सो दैट पीपल बाय न्यू वर्जन्स ऑफ आईफोन. So with regard to the brand you're talking about, कि from your end 2014 से 2021 तक सिर्फ एक सेलिंग की है. So is that better और ये क्या ये चीज़ बेटर है या ये चीज़ बेटर है कि मैं बैग ऐसे बनाऊँ जो बार बार सेल होता रहे?
नहीं. So the real question is कि how many bags have I bought? कि अगर 7 से 21 तक मैंने सिर्फ एक बैग लिया या bought more than one bag? What do you think?
I mean, it makes more sense to have more than one bag, but from what you're saying, I think आपने एक ही बैग किया.
नहीं. So देखिए होता क्या, 3-4 चीज़ें होती हैं. एक तो ये कि लैपटॉप के साइजेस चेंज होते रहते हैं, वेरी करते रहते हैं. और फिर जिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में मैं काम करता था उसमें we had about 50 people. So I would buy a bag and use it for a while. And then somebody else would have a need for a bag. I would just give them my bag and I'd just go buy another one. And then, so if I think in terms of 14 साल में, just in terms of laptop bags, I think I would have bought about 10 plus bags, जो मैंने अपने इस्तेमाल में लिए और फिर किसी और को दे दिए. And I bought another 10 plus bags for my team members. तो 20 बैग तो ये हो गए. फिर हाई सियरा ने क्या किया, फिर हाई सियरा went into roll-ons. So जो पहिए वाले बस्ते होते हैं ना, जो आप कैरी करते हैं, जो आप कैबिन लगेज में लॉन्च करते हैं, they started doing that. And I travel a lot, so I bought about 6 or 7 of those. फिर they did बड़े वाले, they are called 29-inch rollers. So उनका जो diagonal dimension होती है वो 29. These are the giant size bags. उन्होंने वो भी बना लिए. So I bought those also, right? So if I think in terms of just my own personal High Sierra purchases over the last 14 years, I'd say I would be directly responsible for about 30 plus pieces of luggage that me, my extended family, my employees, my team, my business, my organization have bought. And that's just me, right? जो मैंने 3,000 students को पढ़ाया है, right? Who have sort of seen this demo and have gone out and explored, they're different. And this demo is not very powerful because we're not doing it live, we're doing it at a high level. When you do this live, this actually becomes a sales demonstration, a very effective sales demonstration. So ये इन 3,000 ने भी जो लिया होगा वो अलग खाता है. And all of that is happening. Why? It's happening because High Sierra has turned me into a captive customer. I've gotten used to their product, to its shelf life, to its design, to its durability, right? And I cannot accept anything less than that. So till something similar comes along in the market, I'm going to be a High Sierra customer and I'm going to convince other people to buy it also, and they'll keep on buying it also. Now, ये हम बातें करें till about 2019. 2019 में High Sierra बिक गई. Somebody else bought it. तो उसके बाद उन्होंने उसका सत्यानाश कर दिया. So I haven't bought a new bag since 2019. But till 2019, right, for those 14 years, they owned me outright. And what did I become? I was not just a captive customer. I became an evangelist for the brand. I would go sell it on their behalf. When you find a good professor, what happens? जब आपके सीनियर्स को अच्छा प्रोफेसर मिलता है तो क्या कहते हैं? आपसे आके ना उसका कोर्स ले लो. That's what they do, right? फायदा हो जाएगा, भला हो जाएगा, कुछ सीख लोगे. जी, raise your hands. पूछिए जिन्होंने सवाल पूछना है.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that I think about a year ago I bought an iPad and the Apple Pencil. Now I'm an illustrator, so I need it for drawing purposes and everything. And ever since then, I've been telling people about it. And I think since then, there have been 2 people who have bought that exact same combination, and 1 who's considering buying it.
Yeah, there we go. That's exactly the key point I'm making. So the big point about captive customers is, that's the key point. The key point about captive customers is that when you operate on the edge, when you operate and solve a pain point that nobody else is solving, right? And then you own this market. This is yours. And then you can pick another market in a related area that does exactly the same thing, and then do something else here also that does the same thing, correct? So you can sort of expand your market share, but you always focus on the edge. And the reason why you focus on the edge is that the edge is not important for the mainstream guys, because by definition जो उनका coverage है वो सिर्फ ये main part है. There is always stuff at the corner that they're not interested in, that they're not looking at, that they're not doing a good job of serving. And these are customers that are unhappy customers. उनका pain इतना significant है, इतना ज़्यादा है कि they would take anything to address that pain. And if you can address that pain, you have them for life. That's what High Sierra does. That's what they've done. That's what they did for a while till they got sold to Samsonite. Samsonite ने सत्यानाश कर दिया उनका, right? लेकिन at least till that point in time when you looked at that brand, अच्छा बनता कहाँ है? Can you guess? High Sierra is a very US sounding name, but where do you think it's made? It's a Chinese brand. It's not an American brand. But it was a really high quality product for many, many years. Yeah, there we go. So जो हमारा की टेक अवे है ना इसके बाद, इस पूरे प्रोसेस के बाद, वो की टेक बहुत सिंपल है. की टेक अवे क्या है कि as engineers, as founders, when we think in terms of building a moat, building a competitive advantage, we want to make sure that the field that we're playing in belongs to us and our competition cannot enter it, cannot come inside it, right? You only have 3 choices of making that happen. One is scale, which is not applicable to you as a founder. पैसे बहुत चाहिए और जो आपके पास नहीं है, कैपिटल चाहिए आपके पास नहीं है, जगह चाहिए नहीं है, रिसोर्सेज चाहिए, तीनों चीज़ें नहीं है आपके पास. सेकंड इज आईपी. तो आप आईपी क्रिएट कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आईपी और प्रोटेक्ट करने की कोशिश कर सकते हैं, बट यू कांट एनफोर्स इट. Enforcing it requires a different issue. And the case in point, the exception that proves the rule is the fact that if Apple couldn't enforce its IP on Samsung across the world, they could enforce it in the US, but the US was just one part of the market. They couldn't enforce it in China, they couldn't enforce it in Korea, couldn't enforce it in the MENA region, couldn't enforce it in the Far East. So उन तमाम markets में जो है, they sort of beat Apple hands down, which is one of the reasons why they're still one of the largest cell phone manufacturers in the world. So the only piece that's left is captive customers. And the captive customer part requires a singular mind shift on your part. You're no longer interested in what am I selling, or as engineers, what am I building? That's not what you want. You're interested in a very different question. And that question, and this is the mind shift, right? This is the key take. If you take away one thing from this class, this is the takeaway that you want. What are they buying? उन्हें क्या चाहिए? This is the starting point for your questions. And you start off with here, then बाकी तमाम चीजें, हम जब आप बात करते हैं कि value proposition क्या है आपका, right? So value proposition is, what are these guys buying? What is their pain? What are you solving? Who are you solving for? ये तमाम चीजें जो हैं, this is where value comes from. फिर बाकी तमाम चीजें और हैं, लोग कौन हैं, कहाँ से आए हैं, किधर मिलेंगे, कैसे पैसे देंगे, खर्चा क्या आएगा, बनाओगे कैसे, कहाँ बनाओगे, पार्टनर्स कौन होंगे. All of this comes later, but the first question is, what are they buying? And that's the question. You do not start with product, you do not start with engineering, you do not start with blueprint, you do not start with ideas. You start with, ये मेरा कस्टमर है, ये खरीद क्या रहा है, इसको चाहिए क्या. What am I buying? Remember? I am buying not being in a wheelchair. That's what I'm buying. That's what defines and drives my lifestyle. Once you understand that, there is an instant connection between you and me. Once you establish that connection, nobody else can come in. That's what these guys did. यही किया ना उन्होंने. They made it possible for me to carry 60 kgs on my back and walk about it and tell a story about it, right? And it's a really powerful story. 60 kgs. लेकिन कैसे बना? इसलिए बना because they started off not with a design. They said, I'm going to build a backpack which is virtually indestructible, right? And takes care of all the issues, all the problems, all the challenges that we face in the backpack world. So with that, I'm going to quickly wrap up. I just have 2 more minutes. I want to just hand over a couple of things to you, ताकि you can, and I'll send and share the slide deck with you on the email thread, ताकि आपके पास आ जाए. Questions that you need to answer, right? जिनके पास ideas confirm हो गए और जिनके पास ideas confirm नहीं भी हुए. Question you have to answer is, customer कौन है? What do they want? What is their pain? How do you address that pain? How will you reach these customers? What will you say to them? Why would they believe you? Why would they buy from you? What makes you different from everyone else in this specific space? These are the questions that you need to answer. And the filters that you want is what defines your moat. आपका competitive advantage क्या है? Why does this idea matter? Why is it worthy? Why is running worthy? Not being in a wheelchair, being free. How is it relevant to the world at large? Why do you want to do it? How does it help you get you where you want to be? How does it help you grow? These are the questions you want to ask yourself. Questions, filters. Customer focused, pain focused, buyer focused. These are founder focused. Okay? Are we good? Sawalat? Questions.
सर एक क्वेश्चन है
जी पूछिए.
वो ये जैसे कि आपने वो शू वाली एग्जांपल दी थी कि उसके अंदर आप सेल कर रहे हैं कि शू किस लिए चाहिए, वो प्रॉब्लम को टैकल कर रहे हैं ना शू, पर वो कोई सी भी जेनेरिक शू को बेच रहे हैं किसी लिए आप जो है ना.
No. So I'm glad you raised this point. Not a generic shoe. देखें, for me to run in the beginning, I needed a shoe with cushioning, a lot of cushioning. So cushioning was the key part, right? तो आप अगर देखें जो Adidas का जूता था जो मैं आपको दिखा रहा था, this is the one, right? Do you see the cushioning?
Yes.
Right? So this cushioning was the key part. And I tried a number of shoes, but this was the only pair of shoes where I could actually run. बाकी तमाम जूतों में मेरे पाँव में दर्द हो रहा था, right? घुटनों में दर्द हो रहा था, एंकल्स में दर्द हो रहा था, चीज़ें सूज जाती थी. अच्छा, it's not just this part. You haven't, अगर हम क्लास में होते तो there's a tradition of me to actually take off my shoes and show you my shoes, but हम क्लास में नहीं हैं, मैं आपको सिर्फ तस्वीर दिखा सकता हूँ. अगर आप इसको फ्लिप करेंगे तो इसके नीचे जो सोल है ना, ये सोल भी जो है इज़ अ वेरी सोफिस्टिकेटेड सोल. आपने सुना होगा ना कॉन्टिनेंटल टायर्स का नाम सुना होगा आपने. दे आर बिग टायर मेकर, टायर मैन्युफैक्चरर. तो इसके नीचे जो ट्रेड है वो ट्रेड कॉन्टिनेंटल टायर की ट्रेड है. These are basically shoes made for road running. फिर आप अगर यहाँ देखेंगे, this is an edge here. ये भी कुशन है. जो आपकी लेसेस हैं, लेसेस के साथ जो होल्स लगे हुए हैं वो भी कुशन है. फिर जो फैब्रिक है, ये फैब्रिक ब्रीदेबल है, तो पसीना और बदबू नहीं आती इसके अंदर. आती है लेकिन कम आती है कंपेयर टू रेगुलर शूज़. ठीक है. जो डिज़ाइन है, जो स्ट्रक्चरिंग है. अच्छा, सेम एग्जाम्पल एज हाई सियरा. जूतों में सबसे बड़ा मसला क्या होता है कि ये फट जाता है. ये जो पार्ट है ना, ये फट जाता है. So this also they've engineered very well. But unlike High Sierra, ये जो जूते हैं by definition from a cushioning point of view, इनकी mileage is about 300 kilometer. After you run 300 kilometers on them, you have to change them. Then you have to move to a different pair of shoes. तो ये एक weakness है. But at the same time, as I said, for me the important thing is I want to run. So with these shoes I can run. I can't run with any other pair of shoes, which is the reason I buy them. Alright जी, so for those of you who need to run and have another class और कहीं और जाना है तो आप लोग निकल जाएं. I'll stay back for 10 more minutes and I'll answer any questions that are there from the class if you have them.